showed you, we gave you a good foundation on how things should look. I think if you go and look at this process here, it gives you a good idea of how your wall should look. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm just going to finish up the rest of the taping here. So our entire first coat is complete, and I'll give you a little bit of a taste of, or a look on what and how the different techniques and procedures that I've used. I'm going to do a little bit of the slide method, which I haven't shown you. It's a little bit more of an advanced technique. It's a little bit more built for speed. That's kind of how I do it when I'm working. I'll talk a little bit. I want to set you up for success for the next coat. So we're going to add a little bit of compound to the crossbutt. But I think that once we get rolling, you're going to get a pretty good feel of how the process should look to complete your first coat. And again, we're going to put it out there. Anybody has any questions, we're going to be available to answer questions. Actually, that's what I would like to do. I would like to help you any way I can. It's really important to me to have you understand that, you know, don't be nervous to do this. Don't be scared. Yes, it's going to feel a little weird in the beginning, unorthodox, how you hold your tools. But as you move forward and, you know, the repetition and you get used to it, you're going to feel really comfortable doing it. And you're going to be confident that you can take on the next project in your home. You maybe don't have to call in a professional to do it. You can save yourself a little bit of money. You could have some fun doing it and ultimately get the satisfaction of completing something in your home, right? It gives you pride. It's your house. Like, you want it to come out, you know, you want it to come out mint. You want to tell your friends, hey man, I did that. I didn't need, you know, I watched a couple of videos, guy helped me out, but this is fantastic. You know, it's really, really important, especially if it's your first house, you know. And then of course, eventually you'll be able to go into business for yourself, become a drywall finisher, drywall contractor, and you're going to put me out of work, which is what I want. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to finish up this wall. Like I said, follow the techniques that I showed you. Cross butts first, right? So we got a bottom cross butt. We're going to do the swipe. It's easier to pull up. So we're going to get down there, right? But we want to do our cross butts first. We always want to do our cross butts first. The end of the tape always gets embedded, okay? In that recess. We'll get it in there, right? Again, this is going to get buried with the seam, go down. I'm used to doing it without putting a line in there. I want you to put your knife in there so you can figure out where your seam is. Use your hawk as a third hand. You put it down. You're going to wipe up. You're going to put the compound on there. You're going to wipe up. Compound, wipe up. A little too much to handle. Remember I showed you up here? You can stretch your tape. Take a second. Stretch it. All right? You don't want any wrinkles in there. Good to go. Clean up your sides. Clean your sides up. All right? Again, this is the loose compound. Remember, loose compound. Let me show you. Speed things up. Kept mentioning the side technique, what a lot of people like to use. Same thing, compound, and you're going to slide it. You're going to slide it. We're not filling in the recess like I showed you in the beginning. So what we're going to have to do is we're coming back to wipe the tape. We're going to have to press a little bit harder. We may have to add some compound to get that recess filled in there. We don't want blisters, right? Blisters are our enemy. Slide. You go back, right? Look at that. You know where your seam is. Now you can see your seam. What'd I show you? Side, right? Front, back, crease in. Let's lay it in there. Let's go. I told you in the beginning, I have a tendency for my tape to go down. That's okay. It's not the end of the world. Let's get it right on that seam, pull it, and we cut. Put a little on there, swipe, drag, swipe, drag, swipe, and drag, okay? And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for that recess to be filled in nice and clean. It's going to shrink in, and we're going to have a better chance of being successful for our second coat. We're going to see, if I was doing this lightning fast and not talking and just go, you would see every time I would swipe and drag, because you always want a little bit of compound on there. Swipe and drag, right? This is how fast you could do it. Go back in, drag it. I'm hardly pressing. Drag it. We're done. Of course, you're going to get a little bit on that side. That's what happens. You're not going to leave that, though. You're going to go back in there with your knife, and you're just going to take it out. Very simple. Same thing here. Make sure that's clean, and we're good to go. Sealing first. Sealing first. Flatten knife out. If you're watching fast, I'm going to start, and then I'm going to flatten my knife out. Spread that compound out. Okay? Now we're going to come back. Half the knife. Okay? Half the knife. Get right in the corner. Half the knife. Let's get the corner in there. We're going to rip it, if I can rip it. Oh, my goodness. I'm having trouble ripping the tape. You're going to have to cut that out. I got to get my knife to rip it. That's never happened. Don't show that part. I don't know. See, it happens. It happens. My fingers are getting weak. That's funny. It's funny. It happens. Listen, just, again, got to have fun with it, man. Right? Life is tough enough, man. Don't get stressed out over some compound and some tape. It happens. It happens to the best of us. I've come home with globs of compound in my hair, my head, dust. It's part of it. Same thing, though. Look at my knife. I got my fingers. I'm down low on my handle. I'm wiping the bottom first. Why? Because I'm creating that angle. Sealing was done first. The gap is this way. We want to fill that in. Come back. Flatten the knife out. Remember, when you flatten your knife out, you don't pull the compound and tape. You press, but we're pressing outward. Okay? We're pressing outward like this. The angle of the tape. Look at my fingers. Look where my bottom fingers are on the bottom of the knife. I'm fine with that. When we do the second coat, there's going to be a whole nother technique that I'm going to show you that's going to take care of all of this. Typically, if we are doing this all at once, what I would do is this is a quick advanced technique. I put a little bit of compound in the corner, like that. On the ceiling, I'll go like this. I'll go like this. Fill it in. This way we got some compound in there, and we clean it up. You don't want to leave any globs or anything. You know, it's just more to clean up later on. Is it the end of the world? No. It just makes it a little bit harder to get a smooth, flat wall. Okay? Last but not least, this is going to be our cap here. I'm going to do the slide method on here because I'm dying to show you guys that. But it's a little quicker. Same idea, right? Sealing first. Slide the compound on. We're going to pull right through the corner bead. I know we should have put the tape in before the corner bead. Don't everybody jump down my throat. Let's come back here. A little bit of compound on half the knife. Compound on half the knife. Compound on half the knife, right? Remember I kept saying repetition, repetition, repetition. Here we go. You're like, wow, it's pretty boring. Oh, a lot of things are boring. If you feel confident, go back a little bit, no pressure, right? Again, what I said earlier, you could fold out a bunch of tape if you'd like. I have no issues with that. I'm going to see if we can cut the tape this time. All right? Why could I do that? We're going to throw it in. I'm a righty, so I like to move to my right. I'm much more comfortable moving to my right. If you're a lefty, there's no hope for you. I don't know what to tell you. No, you'll adapt. Don't worry. Pull it to the end, and there we go. We're able to cut it that time. All right. A little bit of lubrication of the compound, get that tape wet, a little pressure out there. Again, it's all about how you hold your knife and where your pressure is. We're going to come back this way. We're going to wipe. Look where my fingers are, down low. We're going to put pressure outwards. We did the whole length there. And typically, we like to do all of our tape in one piece if we can. If we can avoid having a break, we try to. Is it the end of the world? No. So in case of where we put a piece of corner and a piece of corner on top of each other, take a little bit of compound in the center of your knife like this. Where you broke the tape, just go in there lightly and put some compound. Same thing on your seams. You can do the same thing. Put some compound on there, clean it up. Try and stay as clean as possible. That's our goal. Flat and smooth and clean. A lot of guys will start, when I showed you earlier, they'll do this too, and then go. And that kind of organically gets you to start sliding. And when I'm teaching, that's how you start. You slide the screws, then you slide your seams, then you slide your corners. So again, it's a progression and it's repetition. So here we dab, you wipe them both. All right, a little bit of dry compound in there. Dab, wipe them both. Let's move over here. Let's keep that same rhythm. Dab, wipe them both. Dab, wipe them both. Dab, wipe them both. Make sure that blade is clean, okay? You can see there's nothing on there. I could run my finger on the opposite side and not get anything on my thumb. That's the key. Keep the blade clean, okay? Moving into the slide method, that's when you start getting a little bit more comfortable holding your tools. And we go like that. And that comes with time, right? I like that. Lastly, we'll do the bottoms. This is where you get your exercise and you bend at the back. Imagine if you're doing a whole house of screws, bottom screws. Nobody wanted to do that. It was like, you're doing bottom screws, but my back hurts. Yeah, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt, right? I'm only doing it that way. But there is a method to the madness. And my uncle always taught me when I was doing screws for the very first time. He's like, how many times are you going to bend? Think about this. How many times are you going to bend? Now, you could bend here and start from here and then go up, okay? And then wipe back down and then come back up again. How many bends is that? That's a lot of bending, right? If you're doing a couple of boards, it's not bad. If you're doing a whole house, it takes its toll on you, believe it or not. So I was always taught, start at the top, stand next to it, slide down, one bend, and then up. Go to the next one, slide down, one bend, and then up. Now, this is interesting. This is something that you'll run into, and it's kind of funny that we're running into it now. You see how this board was baked? There's indentations in here, okay? That'll show up when you paint. What's our job? Flat and smooth. We got to fill that. Take a moment. Again, swipe and drag. Look at that. You see that? See how that filled in? Swipe and smooth. There you have it. With the crossbutts always give us a challenge, right? Remember I told you in the beginning that we want to be flat and smooth. Here we had added tape on top of this. We can see that it's starting to shrink in. Our first coat is not quite dry yet. So this is how I'm going to show you to help yourself for the second coat, to get this flat and smooth. A lot of folks don't do this. This is something that we just brought into our repertoire when we were doing big jobs. We would all go around at the end of the day and we would float the first coat of the crossbutts. You hear that? We got a little bit of a rocking there. Now, it could be because of the crossbutt, it could be because of the tape. But what we're going to do is, while this compound is still wet, we're going to take our 10-inch knife. We're going to get the compound spread out across the entirety of the knife. We're going to find our high and low side. It looks like this is our lower side. This is our higher side. So we're going to begin the process of floating this out. We're going to come from right here, our cap, and we're going to pull. We're going to keep this side of our knife in the center. So we're floating out this side. Mind you, this is all still wet. Everything's still wet. That's okay. That's what I want. I want this. We're going to smooth this out. I'm going to show you the 10-inch techniques in the second coat process in that next series. But this is just a quick little shortcut to give us an opportunity to make sure that these cross butts are flat, okay? Again, showing you where to put your fingers, right? I'm cutting the edge. Remember I showed you how to cut the edge on the corner bead? Now we're going to cut the edge here. We're cutting that edge. We're coming to this side. Look at my finger. I drop down on my knife, my finger. We're going to cut this edge. Okay? Lastly, my knife is clean. I'm going to come to the top. And I'm going to flatten my knife out. Notice where my finger is and my finger, both fingers, my index finger. I'm going to flatten that out. And we're going to leave that. We're going to, one more time, flatten it out. Again, emphasizing the fact that my knife is so flat to the wall. And look how low my hand is. That is going to help immensely. And we're hardly putting any pressure on there. I had to stop there, so we want to smooth that out so there's no bumps. And then we'll just go down real quick and we'll float that out. That's a little technique that I teach all of my guys when they come on the jobs. If we have bad cross butts, we float them on the first coat. We don't wait to the second and third coat. We have to give ourselves an opportunity to help ourselves. And what this does is now it all dries together. Everything dries together. And that's what we want.